Alright, so the TR960 Control Tour 16x19 from Artengo for the second time. Quality control test. And I hope Artengo didn't screw up the quality of this fantastic racket. So guys, stay tuned for today's quality control test.
Judging by the attendance of people and all slams and the kind of a hype that goes around the Grand Slams, tennis is still in a good place. Players come and go. It will be the same kind of destiny for me. Eventually one day I'll leave tennis in about 4 years, and there's going to be new young players coming up. So
Brian.
Until then, I guess you'll see me a bit more.
Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So I have here the Artengo TR960 Control Tour 16x19 string pattern tennis racket. It's the Gael Monfils version, or let's say the imitation made by Artengo. And if you are familiar with my channel, I've been using this racket for almost 2 years now. So this is a phenomenal stick. If you didn't watch my review for this racket, check it out. I will post the link there. There is also a quality control test for this first, let's say, version that I bought when it was really popular. But what happened is that I received this second racket from Artengo, directly from Artengo, for free. But that doesn't mean I can't be negative about it, and I will be negative one more time, because when I received the racket and I look at the racket, I was like, what the hell? Did they go down with the overall build quality? And I believe yes, they did. Because when you look at the design, so the racket right here, the first one, is the original I bought almost 2 years ago when it was really freshly released. And the second one I received is the, let's say, the newest version, or the newest build, let's say. And immediately I noticed that, first of all, the overall design, the paint job is darker and it is matte. It's not glossy. So this one is glossy. It feels super premium in your hand. It really feels like you're having a pro stock racket. And I believe the overall finish, the paint job, the mold, and so on is really based on the Gael Monfils version. Because if you look on his racket when he's playing, if you look on TV, on his matches, it is exactly the same color, the same finish, the glossy effect, and so on. This is really his racket, but it is down-specced. It is a 305 gram racket. But as you know from one of my previous videos, when I was talking about his specifications, because it was possible to buy actually his used racket on the Decathlon store, and you could find all the info about the specs, which is crazy. And you realize that his original pro stock version is 348 gram unstrung heavy, with a swing weight around, I believe, 353 or something like that. So a crazy high swing weight, and it's a longer racket. It's a longer racket, about I believe 1 centimeter, and so on. That's why it packs such a high swing weight and overall. But the design is really based on his racket. And the new one I received for free, it looks average, I would say. It's matte. It's the overall finish. It's not that good. If you touch the frame, it does this sound. If you touch the glossy frame, it doesn't do any sound. So it feels really premium. It feels more kind of natural, and this one feels, the new one feels cheaper. Now, before I step into the weight, balance and swing weight measurements, I will look at the item number just to get the sense of what time passed by between these two rackets, because the great thing about the Artengo is that you can actually find the serial number on these paper sheets right here, and you can guess when the racket was built. And I believe also on the frame there is exactly the manufacturing year and month, so we will check that later. So the older, or this one, this racket, the first one I bought myself, has serial number 346. It means probably that this was the 346th racket they built, just a few really sticks. And the new one has serial number 1788. So there is the difference about 15, let's say 100 rackets between these two versions. And maybe the racket got so, let's say, popular that they decided to go this way, to make the racket a little bit cheaper. And I don't like that at all. So I was given this racket for free, but I will slam the racket if it is poorly developed, if it has poor quality control, because I don't really want to feel like I'm paid or something like that. I'm not paid at all. I can say whatever I want. So I will remove the paper thing of the racket, and of course the grip size is the same grip size, number 3. And if you watch the quality control test for the first racket I bought myself, it was just fantastic. It was almost perfect, almost exactly matched the specification it should have. So I'm really curious if this new, let's say new matte version, which I don't like the finish at all, and I already complained to Artengo. I wrote an email to the person who sent me these rackets for free, or this racket and the other 2 rackets for free, and I emailed the person like, hey, what happened to the overall finish? Why it is glossy? I don't like that. And the person replied to me and she said, well, I will pass the info to our engineers. Well, I don't know if they change something or not. So I will remove the plastic thing from the grip. And we will also go through the original specs I measured. And the great thing about Artengo, which is gaining popularity because their products are really of good quality, and they are a lot cheaper compared to the premium brands like Wilson, Head, Babolat, and so on and so on. So I removed the plastic grip. By the way, now we have the great opportunity to measure the plastic that is on the grip. So I have here my precise scale. I will put it on the scale, all the plastic, and it is 2 grams exactly. Okay, so we have this plastic, it's about 2 grams heavy. And then, important thing, I need to remove also this rubber, let's say, cover that is on the top of the grip, that covers the grip on the throat section, because it also adds quite a bit of weight to the overall frame. Come on. So, and I will weight it up. So just you know. So some of you are using this rubber. So I will put it there, and it's also 2.25 gram. So as you can see, it's almost 5 gram added to the racket just by this and by the plastic. So now the racket is stripped, it's clean from everything, so it's a pure frame, let's say. And when I look back to the measurements of the original of this one, so it's a 305 gram racket, and believe it or not, I measured exactly 305 gram. The balance should be 315. I measured 317, 318. So the difference was just a 3 millimeters more to the head. That's actually great. Very close to the real specs. And the swing weight should be 285, and we are talking unstrung. And that's also great because Artengo is, I don't know, maybe the only company that is actually showing the unstrung swing weight on the specifications, on the paper sheet, which kind of makes sense because every string is different. So if you measure strung racket, you really need to know the gauge, the millimeters, you know, the thickness. You really need to know the type of the string, whether it is a polyester, whether it is just a synthetic, or whether it is a natural gauge or multi, and so on, because the density of the fibers is different, and so on and so on. There is many things, and that's great. So we know that the racket should have 285 swing weight unstrung, and I measured 279 with this one, with the glossy version. So I believe it's also quite okay, very close. So the quality control for the first racket I bought myself almost, let's say, 2 years ago was close to perfect, better than with the other companies. So really great for such a cheap racket, but yet a high performance. Now let's go and weigh this puppy up. So yeah, it feels great. It feels great, like it is unstrung. Beautiful. The frame is still nice, even though it's not glossy, it's matte, it's darker, but it really feels like a solid frame, like a player's stick. The balance is great. Nothing really fancy, nothing really kind of special, no extra technologies popping out of the frame. It's just a classic frame, the overall shape and so on. So now I will measure the weight. So it should be 305. What do we have? Come on. It's a little bit difficult to measure it. Doesn't really stand correctly. So I will need to measure it like that. Once again, it's really close. It's not 305 like with the glossy version, but it is, guys, 303. That's great. Just 2 gram under spec, not a big deal, not at all. Now, the balance. The balance should be 315 millimeters, so this racket is more balanced to the hand. It's really nicely maneuverable. It's one of the most maneuverable 305 gram rackets on the market. So it's a really great platform racket. I already customized my glossy version and it feels so good. I beefed up with few of the LED tape, and I have the video about it, so check it out. It's somewhere here. Come on. this is sticking to the board. It's sticking to the board. I can't really move with it. Come on, come on. Now. Okay, I can already see. So, it looks really similar to the previous glossy version I measured. It's not 315, but this time it is a little bit less. It looks like it is 313 or something like that. But it is really close to the 315 mark, as you will see in this photo. Very close. Very close. I would say it's 314. 314. So I forgot to write down 303 gram. 314 millimeters. And now the highlight of this quality control test, of course, is the swing weight. And I will switch on my swing weight machine. And I will firstly try this steel rod, which is a 200 kilogram per square centimeter rod, which is for the calibration. So it should say 200. If it says 200, the machine is calibrated really good, really well. I hope you can see it. So 200, right there, 200. Guys, do you see it on the display? Yes. And now the Racket. So it should be 285. 285. Straight. A bit more like this. Now, I think it's great. So, guys, let's go. Ooh, 270. So, well, you will feel that. That's a big difference. That's a big jump down. So instead of 285, just 270. So this will be a lot lighter. But once again, it kind of makes sense. So the balance is a little bit down. It's around 313, 314 millimeters. So it's even more to the hand. And the overall weight is not 305, but just 303. So 2 grams are missing, let's say, from the construction. And that's why also the swing weight is a little bit lower. Or let's say in this case, 15 points is quite a lot. So what does it tell me? What is it? How does this Racket speaks to me now? So let's sum it up. Artengo did go away with the glossy finish, which I feel it's a shame, because you lost that premium pro stock feel. Also in the hand, the Racket now feels, you know, makes this sound. I don't like that. So it feels, compared to this version, to the glossy version, it feels like a toy, let's say. I don't like that. But usually nowadays, the modern Rackets, from most of the Rackets, like from Head and other companies, mostly Head, are doing the same thing. They are doing the matte finish, and it makes this sound, and I don't like that. So this is the first thing. They went down, I believe, with the overall finish and quality that can save some of the costs, of the production costs. Now, they went also a little bit down with the overall quality control, I believe. But guys, it can be just a coincidence. It's still a really well-spec'd Racket. So instead of 305, 303 gram, 2 gram difference doesn't really matter, I believe not. 1 or 2 millimeters difference in the balance. We saw worse. Hey, Babolat, worse. Hey, Technifiber, for some of their rackets, worse, and so on and so on. So all the premium companies, also Wilson, they are quite worse in terms of the quality control I did on my channel. And last but not least, the swing weight. That's the biggest, let's say, disappointment. It's 270 instead of 285. The glossy version was 279. So there's 9-point difference between these two versions and 15 points between the spec that is written on the paper sheet. So guys, yes, I believe they went a little bit down with the overall quality control, but still, for the money, for the price of this racket, which is about, I believe, 120 American dollars or something like that, or 110 euros, you can't beat that. Still, this is the best budget yet high performance racket on the market, period. Nothing comes even close to this racket. So guys, if you are a fan of classic frames, smaller head size, thinner beams, precision, more control, and so on and so on, check this racket out. They have two options, the 16x19, which is this one I'm using. Great amount of spin, great amount of pocketing, really good amount of free power, yet control, yet precision. So it really reminds me of the Pro Staff rackets from Wilson, of the Prestige rackets from Het. So it's also close to the Pure Strike from Babolat. So it's a control-oriented racket for half of the price of the premium brands like Het, Wilson, Babolat, and so on. So guys, Artengo, still, you will be my choice for my tournaments, my team competition for another year, I believe. And now I have two. I've played the whole season with one racket. So I restrung the racket every like 2 matches, or every like 2-3 matches. Now I have two rackets, that's great. So I will also need to customize the racket to match these specs of my glossy version, which has a quite higher swing weight thanks to the lead tapes I have here on the side. So there is like another 6 gram on the head and another 5-6 gram thanks to the overgrip. So yeah, it's heavier, it's quite heavier, also with the dampener. I'm using the Vibra clip from Technifiber, the best dampener on the market, I believe. And the overall spec of my glossy version now is about 320 gram unstrung. So I will need to beef this racket up about 17 extra grams, but that will be not a problem. So guys, yes, we have it. This is the quality control. This was the second quality control test for the Gael Monfils racket. It's fantastic. Try it out if you have the opportunity. Don't hesitate a minute. Just buy the racket for the fun purpose. Just try it and you will be pleasantly surprised how such a cheap racket can be comparable to the premium brands, or maybe in some scenarios even better. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, you can support me by doing 3 things. You can click the super thanks button. The super thanks button, it's easy to do. Just click it down below the video. And you can support me by buying me a coffee. That's the second option. It's also super easy. And the third super easy option, how to support my channel and how to help me maintain the channel and to continue and to, you know, enjoy everything tennis related even more, is the PayPal option. And all these 3 options, all these 3 ways of donation will give you access or possibility to ask me a question, and if you ask me a question, I will reply to your question as best as I can. And we will cooperate together and we will have fun all together. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis every time, every day. And don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious. That ball was on the line.